What would you do if God asked you to build a ship when rain had never fallen? Welcome back to the fourth episode in our series of the Bible in Pictures. In today's episode, we will be looking at chapters 7 and 8 of the book of Genesis as a continuation of the biblical story on the man called Noah, capturing the completion of the ark and the greatest flood that ever occurred on earth. From the third episode, chapters 5 and 6, the Bible recorded that before the storm came, there was a warning. Before the rain fell, there was a man who listened, Noah. In the days of Noah, the world had grown dark with sin, violence, and corruption. People lived as though God did not matter. But in the midst of a broken generation, Noah walked differently. Noah listened. Noah obeyed. Noah trusted God. And as a result, Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. And when God saw the wickedness of the earth, he decided to cleanse it with a great flood. But God had a plan for Noah. God spoke to Noah, "Noah, I have decided that all living creatures must die, for their violence has filled the earth, and I will wipe them off the face of the earth. Build an ark for yourself according to the specification I will show to you, for the safety of you, your household, and the animals." For years, Noah built a massive vessel in a time when rain had never fallen before, in a time when technology had not existed to facilitate construction. Wood against wood, hammer against nail, faith against ridicule. He obeyed, hammering, building, preparing, constructing the ark according to God's specification, not according to what he felt was right. While the world laughed, while people mocked him, while nothing seemed to happen, faith often looks foolish before the miracle appears. Then the day came. God spoke again in chapter 7. "Enter the ark, you, your family, and every living creature I have sent to you." 2 by 2, the animals came, quietly, orderly, guided by God himself. Noah stepped inside with his wife, his sons, and their wives. And then something powerful happened. God shut the door. No human locked it. Noah did not seal it. God did. When God shuts a door, no one can open it. And when he protects you, nothing can destroy you. Then the rain began, the very first rain on the surface of the earth. Not a drizzle, not a storm. The skies broke open. The fountains of the deep burst forth. Water rose from above and below. 40 days, 40 nights, the earth flooded. Homes disappeared. Mountains vanished. The world Noah once knew was gone. But inside the ark, there was safety. Not because the ark was strong, but because Noah obeyed. Obedience places you where God's protection can find you. Days passed, weeks passed, months passed, water everywhere. Imagine the waiting inside the ark, the silence outside, the uncertainty. Questions may have filled their hearts. How long, Lord? Will this ever end? Are we still safe? Yet Noah remained faithful. Sometimes obedience leads to waiting, because faith is not proven when life is easy. Faith is proven when you keep trusting in the middle of the unknown. And waiting can feel like being forgotten. But hear this truth. God never forgets the ones he saves. Scripture says, God remembered Noah and every living thing that was with him in the ark, not because he had forgotten, but because it was time to act. A wind blew across the earth. The waters began to recede, slowly, quietly, faithfully. Noah waited again, and finally the ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. Then Noah released a raven. Next he released a dove. The dove returned with an olive leaf. Life was coming back. Hope was returning. After months of uncertainty, the door opened. Noah stepped out into a new world. Not the world he knew before, but a world washed clean by God. But Noah's first action was not building, not celebrating, not planning. He worshiped. He built an altar. He gave thanks to God, because he knew survival was not luck, it was mercy. Gratitude is the natural response of a heart that knows God has carried it through the storm. God looked upon Noah's worship and made a promise. Never again would the earth be destroyed by flood. Seasons would continue, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, day and night. Life would move forward, hope would remain, and humanity was given another chance. Then he placed a sign in the sky, a rainbow, a reminder that mercy always follows judgment, that hope always follows obedience, that God always keeps his covenant. Key lessons for daily Christian living. Lesson 1. Obedience brings protection. In our daily lives, God's instructions are not restrictions, they are protection. When we walk in obedience, even when it doesn't make sense, we step into God's covering. God's protection follows God's instruction. Righteous living may look lonely, but it brings divine favor. So walk with God even when the world doesn't. Safety was not everywhere, it was inside the ark. Lesson 2. Obedience comes before understanding. As Christians, we do not need to understand why God is asking us to do certain thing, but with time, we get to understand why the instruction was given, and it is always for our good. Noah built the ark before rain ever came. Faith acts first, clarity comes later. Lesson 3. Faith continues even when nothing is happening. As Christians, there are seasons when we feel like we are floating, no progress, no answers, no clarity. But faith is not proven when life is easy. Faith is proven when we keep trusting God in the waiting. Just because nothing is changing around you doesn't mean God isn't working for you. Faith may look foolish until God moves. The world mocked Noah, but obedience saved him. Lesson 4. God never forgets his people. You may feel forgotten in your struggles, prayers, or delays, but God's timing is perfect. What he promises, he completes. In every storm, in every silence, he sees you. Waiting is part of the miracle. Note that even after the rain stopped, Noah still had to trust. Lesson 5. Gratitude must follow deliverance. When God brings us through storms, financial, emotional, spiritual, our first response should be worship, not distraction. Worship must follow deliverance. Honor God first. The first thing Noah did outside the ark was worship. Lesson 6. Storms do not cancel God's plan, they prepare you for it. The flood was not the end of Noah's story, it was the beginning of a new chapter. Likewise, your trials are not the end. God uses storms to reshape your faith, strengthen your character, and position you for purpose. Lesson 7. God always leaves a sign of hope. As Christians, the storm is meant to draw us closer to God. The closer you are to God, the clearer you will realize that the storm is temporary. The rainbow reminds us storms do not last forever. Maybe you feel like Noah today, obeying while others doubt, waiting while nothing changes, trusting while the storm rages. Hold on. The same God who shut Noah inside the ark is the same God who holds your life today. The rain will stop. The waters will fall, the door will open, and when it does, you will step into a new season, protected, preserved, and carried by the faithfulness of God. Trust Him, even when you don't understand. If this story spoke to you, don't just watch it, live it. Which moment challenged you the most? Tell me in the comments. And if you're walking this journey of faith, subscribe and let's grow in Scripture together. Until next time, build a legacy that honors God.